Hello and welcome to the 9th edition of the Clarke Show. It's Friday the 17th of January. I'm starting here by Nelson's Column. Yesterday I'll show you the different sites while I was in central London. I'm back again today. Gloriously sunny day, but yesterday I showed you the back of Nelson's Column, the back of Horatio Nelson. So today I just wanted to start with this view, much better view of the front of the column and a better view looking at the top and seeing it from the front. And if I just turn it around here this way, and I just do a quick panoramic tour at 360 as I go around, with the Houses of Parliament, Westminster behind me, the entrance to St James's Park, it takes you to Buckingham Palace, through the arches there, and that way behind me is where I'll be making track now through to Piccadilly Circus. Speak to you soon. And the other thing to pick up from yesterday, I showed you here, this is the Canada House, the Canadian Embassy, as you see there, Trafalgar Square. And what I didn't touch upon yesterday, you see there with the flags, is there was a lot of security there yesterday. They just removed all the security banners, so there must have been some big event going on. And the other thing I forgot to mention, of course, Canada House, the Canadian Embassy, has been very big in the news recently, because of course with Harry and Meghan, when they came back, they were in Canada for 6 weeks. They came back, they did a visit to the Canadian Embassy, and the next day is when they broke the news where they're going to withdraw from senior royal duties, and it looks like they're going to relocate to Canada. Who knows whether it's going to be Toronto, Vancouver, we'll have to wait and see. Yesterday when I was here, there was a lot of noise. There were noisy roadworks when I was showing you here, but they've gone today. So when I was on my way back yesterday at night time, it was rainy, it was quite miserable, but I still enjoyed it. What was lovely is seeing the packed queues around there for Her Majesty's Theatre. And you see behind me, which I didn't show yesterday, the Haymarket Theatre Royal. And there are huge queues walking in here to see Only Fools and Horses, which was a classic 80s and 90s British comedy, and hugely popular at the Theatre Royal Haymarket now. As I continue on my walk down, I wanted to say, oh, and there's another big queue outside the Book of Mormon's Theatre as well. And I loved walking back at that time of the evening with that hustle and bustle, exciting anticipation. Well, you can see the poster behind me there for Only Fools and Horses. And I love the theatre. As I'm walking up here, you have Shaftesbury Avenue. I also walked past the London Palladium yesterday, and I really love and enjoy the theatre so much, and I really must make the effort to go many more times in 2020. Last year, the last 3 shows that I went to see, they were all musicals. There was the music of Carole King, Gloria Estefan, Stand on Your Feet. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And I, Tina, the musical, based on the life story of Tina Turner. And wow, exhilarating, that show too. And this year I will go and see some more musicals, but I also will go and see some comedy shows. There's some great comedies in theatres in the West End of London. And just to broaden my horizons more culturally, yes, I will go and see some serious drama as well. So that's it about the theatre. But one other point I will say is today there's no rain forecast, and when I do these videos I knew it was going to be wet going home yesterday. That's why I wore my raincoat. But what I noticed in the videos is when it's cold the lapels come up, and I noticed it was covering half of my face. And it's interesting as I do this, and I'm learning here, and when I do the videos, record them, I don't always see the small details, and then when I watch it back on the video, I self-analyse and self-criticise and see how I can improve. And today there's no rain forecast, so I'm wearing my business coat today, and hence I don't have these lapels coming up and blocking my face. Anyway, I'm going to pause again because the next stage I will show you is On my route back yesterday, I went along the side streets and the pedestrian walkways that run parallel with Regent Street, and it's another part of what I wanted to talk about with London, is you don't just have to stay on the main beaten track, but there's just so much to see and discover in many of the smaller roads and pedestrian walkways that are off the main famous streets such as Regent Street and Oxford Street. So if ever you come to London, yeah, there's so many new things to discover all the time. I mean, I've lived in and near London all my life and I still discover new things. And if I look back on my life, if I were going to relive it again, and where I think a new pathway, a new destiny could have been for me, sometimes I thought I could have been a journalist. Other times I thought I could be a teacher. And talking about teachers, you saw yesterday in the background, and I passed them all today, many teachers who are taking young children, primary school age children, maybe 6, 7 years old, on trips. They take them around Trafalgar Square, visit some museums too. And I think they do a great job, because it's a huge responsibility they have today to look after so many young children, make sure they don't lose any of them, and there's much stricter health and safety these days, and rightly so, by the way, for good reasons. But I'm really glad it hasn't stopped teachers taking young children out on school trips to explore the world and the community and everything around them, because that really is an enriching part of their learning. And then the other thing I thought I could have really done and been really good at and enjoyed is, of course, to be in the travel business, be as a tour guide. I think I'd really enjoy that, and I think I should have done that for a while. Maybe I could still do it now, not for money, not for business, because I enjoy it. I think it could be a kind of a hobby. And if any of you are watching this from overseas, maybe get in touch if you want to see some of the sights of London. It would be my pleasure to take you around and give you a bit of a running commentary as well on what we see around us. And yeah, I think maybe I could have expanded that to become a tour operator, maybe a niche tour operator, to take people around on adventure tours around the world. And that's another thing that I want to do in my life. I still have it on my list to do. I do want to go around the world. There's so many more countries, so many more places that I really do want to see, and I'll take you on that journey too. Okay, catch up soon in a moment. So on that last point where I was talking about if I could turn back the clock, relive, restart my life again, some of the alternatives of what I could have been or done, I think I would have liked to have done and been good at. This is a question over to you now. If you could turn back the clock, restart again, what do you think you would have done differently? Would your journey, would your career, would your business have taken a different path, a different route? Would you be in something completely different to what you're doing now? And if you had that second chance again, what would you like to be, what would you like to do that could be different to what it is that you're doing now? And another theme that I have for 2020, the new decade and my new decade, is to try something new. Yeah, always try something new, a little bit different, and keep innovating. Now, what I want to show you here, as I said, on my journey home yesterday, it was wet, it was windy, it wasn't so great, but London at night is so fantastic to see. It's so amazing, so wonderful. And look, I'm now walking up Kingly Street. You've got all these pedestrian walkways, and at night time, all lit up. It really is so lovely to see. And I'm also approaching another world-renowned market street here, Carnaby Street, very famous in the 60s. And that's just coming up here. And my point really here is, it's my laptop case there, it keeps falling off my shoulder. And really, why I'm showing you all of this is there are so many wonderful parts of London that are off the main streets. There are so many alleyways, nooks and crannies, pedestrianised walkways. So many great shops to discover here. Wonderful restaurants. On the other side of Regent Street, there's an amazing vegan restaurant as well. Sorry. And I just want to show you here. This is Clarke Street. Let me just tilt it up there. And, oh, there we are. See that? And that's it all up in lights, and that looks great. There's some great shops there, and fashion shops to look down as you walk through there. So as I say, when you're in London, do explore these places as well, off the beaten track. And if you'd like me to be a tour guide, do get in touch with me as well. So I'm heading up now, back up to, oh actually, I'll carry on talking because as I rejoin a main street here, another well-renowned store here. If you're into fashion, and if you're into some of the big stores, of course there's Selfridges in Oxford Street, yes, and there's Harrods in Knightsbridge, and you have to go to both of those stores. And they're, yes, it's for shopping, but really the way they lay them out is truly iconic as well. And you have some great stores behind me as well. And yes, this is what I wanted to show you as I walk around here. Is let me just get rid of the, sorry, my annoying laptop case there. But can you see behind me there? So that's Liberty. Fantastic architecture there. Looks wonderful from the outside. And when you're in London, you definitely want to take a look around Liberty as well. And you have some other wonderful department stores all around this area. And I can't remember the name of this street here. As I walk up, I'm getting closer to Oxford Street now. And this is another message: everything is in close proximity. London is a massive city. Yes, it is. And there are many other parts to London, but I'd say the part all around Charing Cross, Trafalgar Square, Piccadilly Circus, Oxford Street, all these amazing sites in Theatreland, it is all within easy walking distance and close proximity. So keep that in mind if you're visiting. And there behind me there, that's the London Palladium there. The most famous London theatre. This is the one where all the showbiz people, all the big showbiz people, this is where they want to be. There's a well-known TV show, it started back in the late 1950s, they still have it today, with Bradley Walsh, well known in this country, called Sunday Night at the London Palladium. And Michael McIntyre, he's a big name, very famous comedian in the UK, very funny man by the way, and he also does his TV show at the London Palladium, and a great show that is. So yeah, I'm coming up near to where I want to be, onto Oxford Street, and yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Well look, before I go, as a postscript, I haven't come far. That's where I've just come from. I was talking to you back there at the London Palladium, and literally seconds later, a few steps, and this is Oxford Street. Behind me, that is Oxford Circus that joins Regent Street, goes up to Langham Place and the BBC. That's Oxford Circus tube station there. As I turn it back around there, that's the other part of Oxford Street, heading down towards Tottenham Court Road. So as I turn it around, it's just so you get the full 360 here of where I am now, and one of the most famous shopping streets in the world. Okay, take care, see you again soon.